Hello everyone, my name is J-Ben, and welcome to my first mock review. Yes, if you've been following my content as of recently, I've only been really doing mock showcases, doing little slideshows of, pictures taken of my mocks and poses and such. And I finally decided to, now that I have a proper tripod again, and a decent enough backdrop until I get a more professional one, I've decided to also do reviews of my mocks to better explain them, show them off, and give you guys some insight on their story. So, but what better way to start it off than to talk about my Self-MOC, J Beta. So, if you've been following, oh, I keep hitting the tripod, I'm new to this, so I'm sorry if there's any errors. I'm really not used to live commentation like this, but, if you've been following my channel for quite some time now, you would know that J Beta wasn't originally my Self-MOC, and I had a different character by the name of Toa Jaben. That character, I got really sick of that character really quickly, and while that was a good mock, and just, it was a character I could relate to when I got back into the community and started mocking, it's the type of character that wore on me fast. I wasn't able to really relate to him. He was kind of overpowered. He had an edgy black and red Shadow the Hedgehog-like color scheme that just, I didn't connect with. And if those wondering, and have seen it in my slideshows, yes, I still have a Matoran version of that character built, but the Toa version or the larger mock is no longer assembled. It has been disassembled, unfortunately. But, you can still see the slideshow on my channel of that. But, J Beta here is a mock I created, basically, to start off a rebooted storyline, one that didn't as closely involve the original Bionicle canon, and to be honest with my story, it has so little to do with actual Bionicle that the only thing you can really relate to it with Bionicle is the fact that they're made, these characters are made of, Lego parts. But besides that, it's pretty much its own self-contained universe, and in that universe, Jay is a robot, and he is the beta model of, obviously, models from Alpha to Omega, he being the beta model. And why he's the beta model and not Alpha, it will all be explained once I'm able to put out more story-driven content, hopefully, in the future. But he has I can go into, I guess, a brief summary that he's this kind of, more timid, he's a timid, kind of soft-spoken but caring character who is somewhat innocent, but not completely innocent. He has lost his innocence, but it's not, so lost that he doesn't have his innocent moments. He has yet to fully mature, is basically what I'm trying to say. But a part of that is because he doesn't really know who he really is, because this character is one of those amnesia archetypes. And yeah, I know it's a bit, generic, but whatever. And so he basically has amnesia. He doesn't know where he's from, and I'll go in a bit further with that once I put out, actual story-based content, because I don't want to spoil too much here, because I have, J-Ben has plans! Yeah, so, I will say that, I will spoil one thing, though, that his, I guess, element or ability, it's not really an element like you would see in standard Toa characters, is he has a copy ability, which, to kind of nerf it and not make it as overpowered, because I know a copy ability sounds really kind of overpowered. Basically, he's only able to copy one ability at a time, and depending on how powerful the being he copies the ability from will depend on how powerful his is. So if he copies the ability of a small, non-powerful drone, that, say, if there's, a mining drone that, wields a pickaxe, he will be able to copy the ability to produce that pickaxe and throw them, but they're not very powerful. And he can only do one at a time. It's not like a 1,000 kunai dagger thing going on that a lot of series will do. And then but say if he takes the ability of a super powerful god, he'll have that ability, but it will not be that strong. It will not be half as strong as the gods. It's kind of like he can copy the ability, but that ability itself is sort of nerfed and not as powerful. So now that I've wasted 5 minutes of your time talking about story, let's actually get into the MOC itself. I'm going to start down from the feet, just as Shadow Gear does, because main inspiration for doing these MOC reviews is Shadow Gear, and I take a lot of inspiration from him. He's a cool dude. But so these feet are nothing like out of the ordinary. They're extremely simple CCBS with like some certain add-ons. I just realized his foot isn't flush on the ground. And so wow, okay. there's an issue with this MOC, is that his knees aren't always the most, they don't have the biggest amount of friction, especially since his upper body can be a bit heavier. It's nothing that, it's not like it always falls over, but there are moments like that, like you just saw, that it can tip, and that's kind of a thing I should fix. But yeah, so these feet are nothing special, just, Hero Factory or Bionicle 2015 feet with a little Technic thing in here, some tires and a friction adder right there in the ankle to kind of extend it out and give it more friction. This leg here is CCBS. Like, this is the long CCBS bone with the pin, ball joint, and the pin. I put a tire here. You can see how this armor here is attached. And this, you would think that these Hordika feet in the front, because it is technically an illegal connection. I know I'm the worst human being ever. I use illegal connections on my MOCs. Hold on, focus. Okay, there you go. You would think that an illegal connection like this wouldn't be too stable and it would just kind of pop off, but it actually has enough friction with these black pins here, and it stays on very well, and it also doesn't brush up that much against this armor, so you can actually get it pretty straight and okay, and then you get the 90-degree bend there. I'll actually go with articulation as I go, so this foot has full range of articulation in a, kind of sort of ankle pivot, ankle joint. And, alright, I'm going to move the camera up a little bit again. Gotta untighten the tripod. Sorry if I'm coughing a lot. I'm a little under the weather and a little out of breath. So, then here we have his crotch region and his thighs, and these are also super simple. I'm not very happy with how gappy this little area is, but there's not much I can do to fill that in without finding a completely different leg design, which, focus, without having to find a completely different, upper leg design. Ugh, god damn it. This is why you should never use a phone for this sort of thing. There we go. And yeah, so... And then if I bring her up a little bit more again... Come on, Sally. Well, my tripod is now called Sally, everybody. Here's his, kind of waist, crotch region. Very simple. And here, if I... nothing really to talk about there. So if I bring this up a little more, you can see his chest, or his torso. And his torso is just, it's a very custom Technic build, kind of involved. A little bit of things going on here in the back. Kind of this is gray to kind of give some color on the back, and this kind of has like an arrow or anchor effect. And then we have here, this is his, I wanted to use the Hordika chest piece mainly because I liked the piece. It looked cool with what I was building the torso, and I wanted to be able to put a heart light right dead center there, or a core, and that core actually is very important to him in the story, so you know, there you go. And now these arms are just, the upper arms are just CCBS with a tire. These lower arm designs, this lower arm design I use, minus like the studs on the top and the fingered hands. This is not my design. This is actually a design that was created by my friend Self-MOC, so I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, no, so just used this new 2016 Uniter piece. Oop, did not mean to do that. You've got fingered hands, only 3, typical Bionicle MOCs. And then I will also give, as we go up to the head, I will also point out that this head design is also not entirely mine. It is a altered version of Shadow Gear's Self-MOC's Minion's head, which if I take it off, just put the MOC to the side and show you the head, see it has the Rockshi on the back. It's the same build, except instead of putting eyepieces here, I've put these little horns and then a old 2001 cow in silver, which I will try to paint it the correct color of silver to match. But yeah, so there's his head. Just wanted to point out that that wasn't mine and give Shadow the credit he deserves. So lastly, because I'm running out of time and I only usually have 15 minutes to record on this thing, I will show you some weapons of his weapons. Don't mind this, I'm just trying to make room. So to equip weapons, you have his Buster Arm cannon, because this MOC is heavily inspired by the Mega Man series. And here's his arm cannon. Use the similar design I got from Sigmox. Show that, except once again altered to work as an arm cannon. And then putting back on the hand, Jay also has a beam sword, because no Mega Man MOC or Mega Man styled MOC is complete without a beam sword, and he can hold it like so, can be posed with it, and I intentionally made this be able to bend so he can get more dynamic kind of slashing action poses. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. This is my Self-MOC. If you guys like this video, can you please make sure to give me some, some critiques, just tell me what you think of the MOC in the description below, and also let me know if you want me to keep doing these things. I know this video is kind of a mess, and I'm trying to find a better setup, and I do have this time limit, so I'm kind of rushing. But if you guys want to see more MOC showcases and just see more of my stuff in a more kind of commentated manner, just let me know, and you'll probably see more in the future. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. My name is J Ben, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!